Good afternoon, August the 20th, 2015. Time to recap the day's trading. Okay, we came in this morning as sellers. We had a 62 to 64 sell. The high was 64.75. And you can see the first trade that we took, and we left a ton of money on the table. Second trade right here, a winner. We had a buy in the 50 area, the 55 area. We get a retest failure right here. Or this B, both of them would have been small winners. This S would have been a small winner. Now we like the short side of the market. There's not a trade here off of that S. There could be a trade off a retest failure, but if you took it, that was definitely a loser. This B would have been a scratch. This B would have been a loser. This retest failure, either of these two S's would have been a winner. This B would have been a winner. This S would have been a loser. No trade on that S. Retest failure, S, S, both pretty nice winners. So even if you take every trade when you get in there, you got a couple, three losers, you would have had money in the account. But our call was this morning was to buy 50-55 area, sell 62-64, and we like the short side first. And there you have it. Okay, the E-mini is pointed lower. 250 I think is the important point. That's where the action was for puts. The next big price for puts will be 2,000. That's a ways away. I think getting stops beneath 2031. Below 2030 is the next play. I think we'll see that tomorrow. As long as we stay below 2050, this market can trade lower. So this screen, lower high, lower low, says look for a place to sell it first. Then if you don't take out support, you may trade from the long side. And so our first buy is going to be 35.37 by 1. We really don't have a lot of news tomorrow. We have flash markets, flash manufacturing PMI, and that doesn't get a lot of play. So the biggest thing will be option expiration. And 2050 is a pretty important number. Sell 1 will be 45 plus or minus. Sell 2 will be 50 plus or minus. And that does it for the E-mini. It will be posted on YouTube for those of you that miss it. Okay, on the 30-year and 10-year, both of them are pointed higher, but we're pretty close to resistance. So higher low, higher highs. Just find a place to buy it on the 10-year note. The option expiration this morning was 27 to 28. It probably opened up to 27 to 29 today. So we have a pretty round, pretty square distribution. Selling failure to take out 12 to 16 and 19 to 23. About 3 times a year, the option market makers have to roll their positions. They take losses for a month, but as long as they have access to capital, that was a month they didn't make money. 25 to 29 is buy 2. And again, I don't think the news will be much of a factor. Moving right along. Okay, we have a high of 8, so sell failure to take out 8 to 12. We'll open up 19 to 23, and you can see that we got pretty low volume starting at 24. This is low volume. I think that'll be hard to take out. On the buy side, we've got a 28, 23, 19. So I think 20 to 24 is pretty good support. 21, 25 by 1. And then we'll make it 9.13, which is where we wanted to buy it today. Pretty good calls today. And we favored the buy side coming in. Why? Because of the knob spread. And the knob spread says we're headed higher still. Now you can also see that in the profile. So I like the knob spread because it really shows you where the big money is, both sides of the market, and whether they're buyers or sellers. And they're big spreads for this community. I mean, they're big trades. They're $1,000 to $3,000 trades over a very short period of time. Gold. We've got this V period high. We've got this T period high. We've got S. And then we got this area up here. So you can see that this 53 area to 63 is R1. And then our second area is going to be 71 to, looks like 76. So basically 75. One of those round numbers. So this one says we're buyers. Now you say, oh come on Charlie, higher low, higher high on a bar chart, are you kidding me? That's all it takes for the market to go higher? That is all it takes for the market to go higher. Why did we get a higher low and a higher high? Because somebody was willing to pay up to get long, and that money probably will be there overnight and the next day until resistance is retested in this case. So the easiest trade is failure to take out 53.55, 60 plus or minus. Breakout came, one of the breakouts came from this 43 area. We're at 51. Got a single print at 47, so 45, 47 by one. End of the week profit taking is probably the biggest factor we'll have for the short side. The Greek government, Cyprus, has called for elections on September the 20th. That was widely expected. And got elected on not only no, but hell no, and ended up being, yep, we'll do this deal. It's real easy to say things and get elected. Then you got the reality of dealing with really a catastrophic situation created by Greeks borrowing to spend, and of course they're blaming the EU because they forced them to borrow that money to spend. Right. But it's, you know, if you have unlimited credit, don't have to put anything down. All you have to do is sign, and if you're, especially if you're a politician where there aren't any consequences, I mean, who wouldn't take that deal? It'd be really hard to say no to it. Well, it would be for me. And that's the way we have to start thinking about these guys that we turn our lives over to. Lower high, lower low. Crude is pointed lower, stops below 40 minimally. The $33 area is the next trading target. That's where that chart was, I think 11 years, chart low was 11 years ago. And a lot of people get hurt, prices below 40. So this screen says find a place to sell it. End of the week short covering. Today was contract expiration. So if the selling picks up in the October contract tomorrow, we're headed lower. Pretty square distribution, but time is below volume, so this market is pointed lower. And last rotate up stopped in the 41.50. 75 area, then we have 41.25, so 25.50 is sell one, pretty damn aggressive. Then 75 to the buck is sell two. Stops below the overnight session low, 40.25, 40.50 by one, and then 39.75, 40 by two. For those of you that are visiting us, trading is a process. Everybody thinks it's an act. And we all go through that phase where I can't pull the trigger, i.e. I can't act. But there are so many variables in so many areas that you've just got to become comfortable with. Or you approach it like a computer. or like gaming where you're dealing with random probabilities. This is the trade, and I'll just put it on and see what happens. And we all kind of start off in that second position, but there's a lot that goes into it. If you find a way of looking at the market that works for all time frames and all markets, you're onto something. And then you have to learn how to apply that information. And once you get it down, once you get a methodology that can put money into the account, then you've got to learn how to trade. And that's what nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to learn how to trade. And I mean, I'd like to be able to read a book and go play golf or play tennis at a high level, but I've got to go learn how to do it. And that's what you have to do here. Nobody makes it quickly in this game without a mentor. We can help you in that area, but you just have to find something that makes sense, that you'll commit and put the time to, and then you got to figure out if you're got the internal makeup to be a trader, and that means you have to be a calculated risk taker. You have to make a decision without all the information you'd like to have to make that decision. Okay, on the F1 screen, just check out how square. It says we got a 108.50 buyer, we've got a 113.75 seller, and we've been in that range since May. And China, this is the area where the big boys come in and get short. This is the area where the big boys get long, and we're kind of right there. And where's the central price? 112. So we're doing the most volume. So this one says we can trade higher tomorrow, at least retest the overnight highs. And if China sneezes or does something, they're intervening in their markets a couple of 3 days a week now. This market will react the opposite to what China has done. So definitely dealing with a P. Volume and time are matched, double distribution. So this breakout from 1185 is going to be the first little band of support. So 85.75, let them get stops below that, will be buy 1, and then our 40 to 50 will be buy 2. Selling the 12.15, 12.25 S1, and then 50 plus or minus 5 for sell 2. And that does it for August the 20th, 2015. Thanks for bearing with me on my operator error. And I will see you bright and early in the morning. You all have a great evening. We're going to be in the low 80s here this afternoon, and no wind and low humidity. It's really starting to feel quite a bit like fall, which is, I think, everybody really likes to see spring come and the rest of it, but I think most people talk about liking fall better than spring. So we're getting a taste of it right now. Y'all have a great evening. I'm out of here. I'll see you bright and early in the AM.